Hi everybody, I have a story time for you today. I don't normally do story time videos, but I kind of maybe want to get into doing them because I have a few good stories to tell. So the one I have today is a doozy. I'm gonna tell you guys a story of the time I got catfished. Now, I've been catfished a few times. I think that people try to catfish me a lot actually, but I'm just also like really cynical. But I have been catfished a few times, but this story is about the very first time I was ever catfished. Before I even really knew like catfishing was a thing that people did. So this began the saga of my life of being catfished. So this happened when I was in 8th grade. So that was 2000, I believe it was 2008. I, of course, was an emo kid. If you couldn't fucking tell by, not by this shirt, this just is camo. But by everything else in my life, if you couldn't tell that I was an emo kid in high school and I'm still a repressed emo, now you know, I was an emo. And of course, being the emo I was, I had a MySpace account, a very good MySpace account, might I add. I had a Skylit Drive on my page. Click it, you come to my page, boom, Skylit Drive plays. All it takes for your dreams to come true. I had a whole like section of all of my friends with all their pictures on there and you know what they meant to me. I had fan signs. I had the fucking work. I had some nice emo photos too, like this one, and this one, and this one, and even this one. Basically, it was very cringy and stupid at the end. My name on MySpace was Taylor X Trauma. So edgy. I had gotten friend requests from people who I knew were like not legitimate, like had like pictures of Alex Evans as their profile picture. If you don't know who Alex Evans is, boom. Alex Evans was like the fucking poster boy of emos. Got a few friend requests like that, which like I knew well enough to know that Alex Evans was not fucking friend requesting 13-year-old me. But I was also not very picky with who I added on MySpace. And so I would just add emo people. We all did it, okay? Don't at me. So one day I got a friend request from this super cute guy named Carson. And immediately I was like, boy, we're getting married. Like immediately. He had the cutest, I probably still have it, but I'm not gonna post it in case he's like a real person. He had the cutest little black and white like profile picture, and he had little freckles. He had literally pretty much this haircut, but it was like black and it like came like this, and my hair is ugly, but like you get my point. He had blue eyes. He had the tiniest little gap in between his front teeth that I was just like, ah, he's so cute. So Carson adds me on the MySpace and I was shook as fuck. I was like, I found my husband. I'm 13 and I'm in love with you. And I believe he sent me a first message. And you know how everyone typed back in the days, like, hi, hey, backward smiley face, hi cutie, whatever. I don't remember what it was. That was a long fucking time. That was like 11 years ago. Oh my God, I'm old. So anyways, he messaged me first. I was again shook as fuck. So for a while we did some like low-key flirting, just like, hey, like how was your day, darling? And like sending each other like songs that reminded us of each other, like I Caught Fire by The Used, a perfect one to use. From what I understood about him, or who he wanted me to believe he was, I don't know. He lived in Canada. I don't remember where, but I remember it was in Canada because I was like, I've never been to Canada. That's so crazy. I'll have to run away to Canada to be with you. 8th grade was a dark time. So we talked for like a long time, just very casually, like probably like 2 months we talked casually, like just casually like, hey cutie, how was your day? And then eventually we started kind of talking more seriously. Felt like I knew a lot about him. Like he told me a lot of like personal things about himself, what his interests were, things that had happened to him in his life, but nothing like too crazy. Like he wasn't like, I am part of the CIA or like I'm a Nigerian prince. He literally just was like telling me personal things about his life like you would do with anybody you're interested in like having a relationship with, just talking about yourself and like sharing things with your partner. We weren't dating, but yeah. He was a year older than me. May not be true. So I was 13, he was 14. He had a best friend who was a girl. I do not remember her name. He always used to say stuff to me like, oh, like I hope it doesn't bother you that like my best friend's a girl, like we hang out all the time, we do all this stuff together. And I'm like, buddy, I don't care. One, we're not even dating. 2, you live in motherfucking Canada. Like, what am I gonna do about it? 3, guys can have friends who are girls. But he would like constantly bring her up and like, oh, I hope it doesn't bother you. I hope it doesn't bother you. Which, you know, that kind of bothered me because I was like, if you were so worried about me being bothered, is there something to be bothered by? So anyways, we started talking like more seriously, which still, I was 13, so it wasn't like super serious. We thought it was serious. We were like, we're gonna make a plan to meet at the Canadian border. Maybe not that far, but we were like trying to plan to like meet each other and like, you know, whatever, elope, which probably wasn't a realistic plan. It was just like us talking out our ass because my parents wouldn't have let me go to Canada to meet some random person I met online. But while I was talking to him was when I got my first webcam. I had one of those shitty like plug-in webcam that I used to go on Stickam. Oh, Stickam. For some reason I remember I made this really fucking weird video where I like talked in a British accent about like music and how people who like rap music are like basic. Dark times. I wish I could find that video. I would react to it so hard. Anyways, I got my first webcam and I would go on Stickam and he would like come and watch my Stickums. And I literally had like 2 viewers, him and like some random person who popped in. But he like come to my Stickums, and so finally I was like, we should like Skype or something. We should like talk, you know, so I can fucking mixie you. You should broadcast on Stickum. And he was like, oh, like I don't have a webcam for the longest time. And back then the excuse of not having a webcam was kind of acceptable because like I didn't have a webcam for a long time, especially if you're like 13. Okay, like believable. This day and age, if somebody was like, I don't have a webcam, I'd be like, peace, you fucking catfish. But he was also never willing to talk to me on the phone. And I was like, there's something weird about this. He said he was like anxious about it, which I understood because I also am pretty anxious about talking on the phone. But I do like to talk on the phone to like people I know well, like my friends and my family. But I get it, I understood. So I didn't push it either because I was like, that's normal too. So we just literally continued to like talk through, we talked through MySpace, we talked through email, and we talked through Stickum when he'd come to my broadcast. We never texted. To be fair, I didn't have a phone like the majority of 8th grade because I was grounded for getting a C. I guess that kind of makes sense, but I thought that was a little weird too. Now me, being the dumbass that I am, I never really even suspected anything was like weird about this like random, really cute guy like from Canada messaging me who wouldn't talk to me on the phone and wouldn't show me his face. I didn't really have a lot of life experience. I just thought people were genuine, and I thought the fact that he had like a bunch of pictures of himself on MySpace, I thought that because he had pictures of like him and his friends, like he seemed like a normal, you know, person, a real person. And I literally suspected nothing. And I was high-key like in love with this dude. But one day, just out of the blue, I get a message from him and it's like, we need to talk. I have to tell you something. And I'm like, oh fuck, like this dude doesn't like me anymore. He thinks I'm horrible. He doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Like we're essentially breaking up even though we weren't dating, but we like were dating, you know, we were like talking, like talking. So I'm like, okay, like what's up? And he took forever to respond, like 6 motherfucking days to respond to me. So I'm over here having a panic attack for 6 days. So turns out Carson is actually his friend, his best friend, who was a girl. She was the one I had been talking to the entire time. She was just posing as him, and so the reason she had a bunch of pictures with him is because she actually like knew him. Like they were actually friends and she actually knew him. I don't know if like he was involved in some way or like gave permission to like use his photos or what. Like I have no idea. I don't know if his name was Carson. I don't know anything. She like basically confessed to me that it had like I had been talking to her the whole time and I like had not been talking to him, and she like changed the whole like MySpace to have like her stuff on it and like not Carson's anymore. I don't know why I can't remember her name. I remember her face very, very clearly, but I was so fucking devastated and heartbroken about this. I literally thought my heart was going to like, I was gonna throw it up. So this was like my second heartbreak, but it was like really, really bad. Like I was just so like, I did not know what to do with this information. I didn't know how to process this. Didn't actually know Carson. I didn't actually know this person I thought I knew. And I immediately was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I don't think I wrote anything very mean, but I know I was like, wait, what the fuck? Why have you been pretending to be him? I just asked a lot of questions and I literally never got an answer. Never. The person literally just never wrote me back. And I had my MySpace for another couple years while like Facebook was up and coming. So I still had my MySpace. I was not blocked. They were not blocked. And they just never responded. And I was so fucking sad about it forever. In hindsight, first of all, I should have been fucking suspicious about this. For sure. If I knew what I know now, I definitely would have been suspicious if you weren't willing to like talk to me on the phone. But also, I regret being closeted in high school because, and I literally could have been like, you know what, like we get along. I obviously like have feelings for you, the person I have been talking to. Yes, it was like associated with this face. Gained feelings for the person I was talking to through like talking and connecting with them, which was actually you. So like I don't know why I wasn't just like, okay, like it's shitty that you fucking lied to me, but like we can continue this where we left off. Emo MySpace girlfriend. I never got a response. I got fucking catfished and then ghosted. That's devastating. Like why would you do that to me? My heart was toyed with. But anyways, I guess I'll never know. And now I know not to trust people. Maybe Carson is actually real. I don't know. I literally to this day wonder. I don't know if they remember me and I remember them, but I just want to know. What was the motive? That was a story about me getting catfished. It was great. It was horrible. Maybe they'll see this video and be like, oh my god, I do remember catfishing you. That's so weird. And they'll message me. Probably not. That's that's like a 1 in a million chance. That's not why I made this video, but it could work. Anyways, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments down below if you've ever been catfished. Tell me your story. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye.